Welcome to another episode on my walking robot Mirft2 based on the fischertechnik TXT controller. Recently I have made some modifications to reinforce the strengths and to make sure that some gears are staying in place when the robot walks. And recently I've been able to prove that it does walk actually. And if you want to see that video, it's on one of the conventions. I will show it in this video as well. However, it also turned out that I need to modify the construction, and the modification needs to be done here, because when I show this I still can do this, and that is not good. So the question is, why can it shift, and does it really shift? So with some better lighting, and I should be able to push this away, and that is only possible with considerable force. So the question is it really a modification that is needed? And therefore I have to look how it is done, and I might be able to see it like this. And yes, it has to be modified, because this part is like this, and it should be 90 degrees changed. This part has to change 90 degrees, so I have to modify it, which means that I need to take battery off, and I need to take the legs off, and this construction goes. That is easiest, way easier than anything else. And then the question is how to do it. Because it is constructed here with a red construction piece, and here it is constructed, so it has some consequences on how to deal with it. And first I think I'll remove this one, and I'll remove this, and this way it is clearly shown how the construction is. And this one has to be turned in that way, so this can go for now. Then I can use this one to make it like this. Another one, no, not necessary, that can be like this. Okay, it's much less complicated than I had anticipated. And this is quite a straightforward modification. And I'm happy that it works this quickly. Now, does the battery pack still fit? Not quite. This is like this. And that's it. That is all of the modification. This won't slide anymore. Now it's a good opportunity to check for this side, where it is exactly the same. I have to play with the light a bit, but I have to modify this one as well. And that I will do off screen because it's exactly the same as this way. And then I do hope that things won't slide anymore, although it is kept away from sliding by this. So maybe it's not even necessary to modify this part. That's a good point. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that, although it can still slide this way, but that's not a problem, as long as it doesn't slide backwards. So let's keep it this way. Another change before I switch on the whole device is something different than I intended. Some time ago I had the idea to connect these connectors from the front sensors right here to I2 and I3. But thinking back why I actually had put them in the counters is because I doubted that the counters worked. And having the oscilloscope, I know that they do work. So I am going to move them here without any bridges. So I have to adjust that in a drawing later on, but for now I will have to make sure that all the wires are such that I can actually remove these here. And that is less easy than I anticipated. What's best to use? Maybe a knife to lift them up. Yep, there it comes. And the same with this one. That one and the other. Which is not easy. So this one is first and is going in exactly the opposite way. And finally this one. Like this. And all I have to do now is check everything. And and see if everything actually works. And to do that, I need RoboPro. And I'm doubting if I do that right here or on the other way, but on the other location. But I have to fire it up anyway. So remove this one and careful with all the cables. Does it fire up? And this will be the default firmware. Freshly charged now. Well, it has loaded, so that is one thing. Now I have to wait until it becomes available on the net. And since it is the DHCP in this case and not my own network, it may take a little bit of time. And there it is, very good. The only question is to which one. And it is the correct one. And now I have to select the correct controller, which works. And the test. And I can show that right here. This is RoboPro. It is running. And now I2 and I3 should be displayed. This is I3 and this is I2 and this is still I1. I hope you can see that nicely. So I1, I2 or I3 and I2. So that proves that, that those are working good. So with these modifications, I think it is best if I go on the other location and make modifications to OpenCV. No, not OpenCV in this case, ftrobopytools. Because on this firmware, ftrobopytools for vision has to be used, and on the default firmware, OpenCV can be used. And I hope that will go fine. So now I am at the location of oscilloscope, logged in into the default firmware. These are images taken on a recent exhibition. They have not been copied to the laptop, not this laptop anyway, so I'm going to remove them, but let me There are still some zeros, 0-byte images, but also quite a few good ones. Somehow encouraging, but let me remove these, because now it's all about getting some vision working. And I need to do that with with which one? I have this one and I have this one, and I think I should do this one. So let's go here. ftrobopy. There's no ftrobopytools in here yet. I'm going to change that right now. And here is nothing is actually implemented. So let me go open another window, to see if the other one does have something. And then I need to shrink this window. Come on. Open another one. And alright, then using the other one, and this one hasn't got anything either. Alright. This implies that everything I did so far are actually on the other firmware, well, that should not matter that much. So let me keep it here for now. There's no OpenCV here. I've learned that OpenCV and ftrobopytools bite each other, so I should not use them. Not use both at the same time. The question is though, does Start Camera Online and ftrobopytools bite each other? I still do not know that. Which is actually a very good question. Let me start in this one the SSH server, so that it can copy anyway. That's better. Let's see whatever happens when I run either of them without adding anything. So that will be that's another difference. On the other firmware, the community firmware, Python 3 has to be used, and here Python 2 has to be used. So using OpenCV here has no use at all, and that's something as well. So let's see how this works now. Come on, connected, that's fine. See, it wants to copy, and it ends. Very good. That is very good. Now what is being used here, and that is a very nice image. So this works. This works. Do I get ftrobopytools working? An entirely different question. Oh, by the way, you did see it walk. So, ftrobopytools tryout now. Right, I have taken an example I used with my other robot as well, and that is from GitHub, the ftdigicam.py example. Put it in here, and the whole thing is initialize a cam right here. Take an ftrobopytools image, which happens here, and the whole big question is now, do they bite? And then the do they is, well, here I do take a I get a frame. Here I get a frame too. So the whole thing is, does it work? And I'm going to find out right now. Everything is still in order. Do I get errors? I have no idea. I do. And a lot of them. And these are the errors that I got in the with the other robot as well. Exactly the same. Now these are actually taken before this one is being done, because if I go further, the first image being taken is right here, camera action, and here I just say right from the beginning, actually, right, take a picture. So in this way no pictures ever been taken because of this error. Does OpenCV work? I actually have no clue, and I have to switch to the other firmware, but let me stick to this one. Is that simple? Well, I'll just let this one be as it is. So I run this one, gives a network error. That is not what it's supposed to do. Camera connected, and it wants to copy. That's good. And it wants to copy again. And that's good. So I quit. Then I find here some images, and I can take some use some images from here. (39, 36), and that is this one, exactly the same one. They will be the same because the robot hasn't moved, but this proves that it just still works, which I can't say from this one. Error in camera set. And another attempt, camera connected. Alright, what I maybe can do, maybe, no, it has no use. What I thought was to cancel out this whole procedure, this whole subroutine, as it were. However, it is being called later in the program, so it doesn't matter. This is just not working correctly. So with that, I switch to the other program, to the other firmware. This is still not working for me. Alright, last part of this episode. I've built it into the community firmware, and I have moved everything that reminds to ftrobopytools out of at least this file, Mirft2.py, and I have inserted OpenCV at the end of this. I don't know if that is exactly wise to do, by the way, because with ftrobopytools I put it right here, so it might be very wise to do the same exactly here. On the other hand, I have to use a file name right here, and here I am creating a file name. So let's see how that happens, whatever happens. Right, and now I have to be aware that I am not using the run Python script, but actually like this, because it's OpenCV. It's Python 3 that works with OpenCV, which is, by the way, not version 2 but version 3, but that aside. So let's see what happens, if anything. Oh, and just by the way, the battery was exhausted, so I have to use the adapter for now. And here I get exactly the same error that I got with the other robot, so no exception there. Camera action start, that's alright. It happens now in a different section, of course, because ftrobopytools I did here and OpenCV I do here, but where does it go wrong? I think it doesn't even get here. It gets wrong here. Again. I say again because in the attempt with the discovery robot, the same thing happened. So with about the same kind of code to grab an image, question is, why does this happen? So that's a very good question. And when let me block everything out here. Alright. And now see whatever happens. If anything. Alright. So it has to read a file name. So in comes this one. Let's see for now. Right. Not right, but right. And then taking out red. This. Alright. No change in errors. So that means that OpenCV doesn't function quite well, and neither does ftrobopytools for me yet. I hope next time better chances. For now, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter. Retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like. Leave comments. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. More information on my website. And this is going to be continued, obviously. Bye bye.